Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. And we're moving on to the next case, guys, Bloodbath, which sounds all kinds of awesome. Hopefully we're not dodging Holmes-induced gunfire.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Do we have to examine Holmes now?
The pupil is dilated.
Oh, potentially.
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
A to start, measure pulse rate by counting the heartbeats for 10 seconds. A
weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Did Holmes poison himself?
Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Bad time.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but, what?
As I said.
And they were tied together.
You are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic? Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman Baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Worst thing you can possibly do is get Sherlock bored. Then he'll want to do things like randomly take poison. I do have a feeling, though, that liner, the Oceanic, is going to come back in a later case, I would imagine. Oh, yeah, let's look at Riddle on the Rails. It was carefully planned murder, moral choice, political game. Hopefully we made the right call there. Personality ranking, commiserative. Well, let's see if we've got Toby!
On the sofa for the 3rd time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Toby's like, it's nice and warm since you've been laying here. Okay, well, let's check. Ooh, we get letters. What do we got? The Times. The power of the Empire is growing stronger day by day. As of yesterday, the Mexican consortium Caracal began serving the cause of the British Empire. What? This arrangement is undeniably profitable for London and England overall and is a great achievement for our exceptional diplomatic and political community. In other news, a train has mysteriously disappeared en route to Evesham railway station. Okay, good to know. We will not trust Mycroft again. Hell's bells. Also, we need to see, because we had the harpoon up there, do we have another trophy lying about somewhere? I don't know where it would be or what we're looking for. Well, let's see. We shall observe the room. There's the harpoon we're looking for, but I don't know what we're looking for. We've got swords. Wait a minute. I think that's actually on the, Do we have trophies? Yes, we do. Souvenirs. Train whistle. Oh. Okay, so the train whistle is somewhere here. I'm not sure where it would be hanging up. Maybe in Watson's room, just so Holmes could wake him up at an inopportune time. Are you still out there, ma'am? Let's see. Yep. She is persistent. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here. First off, let's go ahead and grab our hat, since we are heading out. Let's see, casual suit. Oh, can we actually... Ah, the unbuttoned suit is still... Let's go for the black suit. And... Man, that's some Doctor Who hair right there. There we go. Quite stylish. Okay, Watson. We gotta go to the baths, is that correct?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Well, right now a hat is. And the murder at the Roman baths, so... Now, is this actually like a full-on Roman bath? Like, with, like, styling. It's like, I remember seeing one in The Count of Monte Cristo, the film. And you see them in a lot of pictures and such. Guess we're about to find out. Very Roman.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Ooh, yep.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
I'm kind of fascinated that a knight owns this place.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Okay. Well, let's start off our investigation by having a chat with Mr. Phillips here.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Profile first. Light wrinkles. Starched collar. Fastidious. Lives alone. That's kind of an interesting assumption. Shiny buttons. Manchester City. What was that? Telegram sent today.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Okay, so I have a theory already. If the brazier was lighted, maybe one of the person who died had an allergy to the wood or something and then died that way. That would explain that there's no murder weapon because he inhaled the smoke or the steam, or I don't know. It might have something to do with that.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, sir.
The changing room.
A podaterium?
The steam room.
Huh. We have learned something today. And that's the exit, because it says exitus.
Frigidarium.
What is the frigidarium?
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
I want to go in the cold room. I guess not. Is there anything that we need to... There's a letter in the trash can. Now we need to go ahead and read our... Philip sent a telegram from the post office at 7:30 this morning. When did he... Yeah, it said that he arrived at 6:30. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so... What have we got here? Phillips is from Manchester. He takes care of both himself and the establishment where he works, and he is seen as a good employee. He went out this morning and sent a telegram, probably to his hometown. So he was away when whatever happened could have happened.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room.
Man, this place has all the bells and whistles. Look at this. Neat.
Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Not that important, apparently.
Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Champagne.
Champagne for a special occasion.
Maybe they're trying to seal the deal, whatever that deal is.
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
But it was melted. Well, I mean, we are near steam, so obviously the ice would melt. Holy crap. Wow.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
You forgot your hat, by the way, Watson. Okay, well, never mind the whole allergy thing. That just got blown completely out of proportion.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Well, I guess that's a mercy, I suppose.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Oh, he's okay. Right ring.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
So we need to go hunt one down.
Well, the death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Well, we got some starting clues, at
I
least.
think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
P141.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
But effective. And wow, he got rid of that body nice and quietly, didn't he? Oh. Let's look underneath the body. What is that?
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Yeah, What is that? There it is. Oh.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
That's probably to the frigarium or whatever.
Mr. Holmes?
Bob. Or Bobby. Steam switch.
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA.
Washington. I don't want to pull the steam switch right now. I don't know what that will do necessarily.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Okay, item required.
It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Yeah, this is obvious. Ooh, glasses. Guess he had his hand covered, because these would be really hot right now.
These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Like me.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
I always wanted a pair of glasses like that. Okay, well, I guess... Should we have a chat with the folks first?
It's horrible. So Rodney is dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Oh, it's super foggy
With the
now.
steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Please, go away, Pyramid Head. Okay. So we are seeing... like... shapes. That's all we're seeing are shapes. Booga booga! Oh wow, I can't even access that switch. Alright. Whoa, hello there. You have blood on your towel. Didn't even notice that till just now.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
Oh, we must talk, sir.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
Uh-huh. A likely story. So, definitely could have been killed. It was instantaneous. Ooh, what is that?
The grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Oh. So, maybe... maybe, it's underneath a towel? So now we need to look for the ring. Have you the wing? Close, close. Somewhat interesting because there's only 3 sets of clothes here. And there were 4 men in the baths. So clothes have been removed, I would say.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Wait.
Please wait. I need to do something first.
Yeah, we don't want to jump into that quite yet.
Mr. Holmes?
Do we ask him about the key? Yes.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Lies.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything.
Those looks.
I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Well, let's see what else you know before we make any kind of conclusion there.
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Yes. Hell's bells.
Mr. Holmes?
Ah. Now we can go in here. Rodney Bentcliffe.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Yeah, this doesn't look foreboding at all. Hello? Archaeological tools.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
Wouldn't surprise me if he found a Roman bath and brought it to London. Tongs.
I will need these tongs.
We will take the tongs. What else we got here? We got a shield. Bentcliffe's research. This metal plate, besides its archaeological interest, appears to be part of something larger. At the present moment, I am unable to determine exactly what that might be. Perforated plate.
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and put it in the inventory, because why not? He's gone ahead and marked down all of these.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Yes, indeed. table. Oh, similar glasses. That might be a clue. I wish we could see what kind of lenses they were. Dear friend, I wish to organize a press conference at the Strand Lane Baths next month. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt, but now it's time to set my focus upon English archaeology, to shine the light on our national treasures and reveal them to the public. I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event, and record it favorably, if we treat them well enough. I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore and use the special funds of the Royal Archaeological Institute for this benefit, Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. There are few among us who could claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. He's a gentleman who possesses the wealth, notoriety, and vigor to well match the finest of his ilk abound in England. His intellect is equal to his charms, and has oft been declared by the young ladies of the European aristocracy. Oh-ho! He holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber and carries an influence inside the political world. There are those who would call him unforgiving, authoritarian. We should rather say that Sir Rodney is determined and ambitious. His presence at any archaeological site can only mean success for all concerned. The Daily Mirror. Miraculous reopening for the Strand Lane Roman Baths excavation research. The research efforts were about to be halted when a savior arrived in the form of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Sir Rodney has taken over immediate control of the excavation, claiming that the site holds the key to a great mystery. We pledge to update our readers with all the exciting news as it develops. So he found a Roman baths in, like, Old Londinium? That's kind of cool. Because the Romans...
Archaeological findings.
We're here.
Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Box. Photo negatives. Aswan, 1888.
Glass plate negatives. A remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
Well, let's see. One of them's missing.
A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
So this is some of his previous work. Huh. Okay. Well, it looks like we pretty much discovered every... Oh, that was weird. That leaf that just came by. But this is definitely a very interesting case. This is right in my wheelhouse, too, because I love archaeology. And anything like this just has a very kind of Curse of the Mummy vibe to it. It's very Holmes. But I think we will go ahead and end it here, and we will pick up the investigation next time. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.